What's up guys, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. LEGO today unveiled their second roller coaster set. No, unfortunately not this one. It looks way cooler. This is the 1030 Loop Coaster. In this video I will share all the available details by analyzing the official photos and videos, so let's get started. First of all, the previous set was not a small one either, but the new Loop Coaster looks huge for the first sight. It's a bit tricky, since the dimensions and the whole volume is quite different compared to the previous set. This one is 53 cm high, 88 cm wide and 41 cm deep. The new one is 92 cm high, 85 cm wide and 34 cm deep. Here you can see them side by side. The structure of the loop coaster is dominated by the elevator tower. The rest seems to have a similar height to this side of the old roller coaster. The width is almost the same, but the new one is visibly narrower. If you want to visualize those 92 centimeters, I only need to remove a few pieces from the Saturn V to match that, so it would look something like this. Let's take a closer look at the box. It's an 18 plus set, it has 3756 pieces, and according to the logo it is part of the Fairground collection. Now this is yet another unofficially official category by LEGO. I think I've only seen this being mentioned on the box of the Haunted House. LEGO released many fairground themed sets over the years, like this one, the carousel, the Ferris wheel and so on, but those were labeled as creator expert. Now this set's supposed to belong to the new Icons theme, but as LEGO declared recently, the category will only appear on the boxes starting next year, so this still sits in a sort of 18 plus limbo. While the black background was sort of okay for the Haunted House, I think it looks weird on this set, especially if I compare it with the super fun and lively box of the previous version. A funny little detail emphasizing the height, the structure does not fit on the front of the box and the tip of the tower is actually printed on the top. The back has a slightly different perspective as the main image, focusing on the lower section with all the minifigures and the accessories. We have some details as well showing the cars on the loop. We have an action camera and a squirrel as well there, then the manual mechanism that lifts the train up to the top, and a close-up shot of the entrance with the minifigs. In the top corner there's a drawing with the dimensions, and a promising and also slightly disappointing image showing the powered-up motorization option. Why is it disappointing? Well, what you can see here is the dump powered-up battery box, which means we don't get any stock options for automation. This really only replaces the crank as you need to switch it on and off manually. The previous roller coaster had an option to be motorized with the boost set that used a sensor besides the motor, and the built-in program was detecting the cars, operating the mechanism and also provided some background music. Of course, nothing stops us to use boost again or the other powered-up house with coding abilities, but some might even prefer this option with manual controls, but it seems to be a strange move. So, why is it promising then? Well, I hope this means that the availability of the powered-up battery box will be significantly improved if LEGO wants people to buy it separately for this set. Currently, it is available in the US, but out of stock in Germany, and it is even showed as retired in Hungary. This is a very confusing practice of LEGO recently. Items with limited availability has a tendency to disappear from lego.com, or they are shown as retired without any logical reason. Now back to the set. LEGO released a short promotional video and you can see the set in action in it, so let's take a look. Wow, that was really fast. Wanna see it again? Yeah, still pretty fast. Let's see it compared to the old one. That one took visibly more time to go through the whole course. Now here you can see how it works. The cars stop before the station, as there's this wheel pushed against them. You can see on this photo that the structure is very similar to this one here with the rubber band. By rotating the crank, you push the train forward, but it is stopped by these red bionicle teeth. How those are operated? There seems to be a clever mechanism that pushes them down if the elevator is in the correct position at the bottom. You can see it being raised again when the elevator starts to go up. Then you need to crank it all the way up. There's even a counterweight going down on the other side, pretty cool. A little detail, you can see the whole tower slightly moving sideways during the cranking, so it might be a good idea to hold the base with your other hand. As I see, only this column holds the roller coaster train in place on the elevator. The tracks are slightly angled, so once it reaches the top position, it will immediately start sliding by itself. Then a very quick action that looks awesome in slow motion by the way, and the whole process starts over. What makes the lift mechanism interesting is the one-way arrow on the crank. This means that there should be something inside that switches the direction of the elevator once the train leaves it and returns that piece of track to the bottom position without the need of driving it backwards. This makes sense since if you would need to rotate the crank backwards to return the elevator, then this wheel would also rotate backwards, so the train that just arrived would be pushed back instead of being pushed forward while we are trying to return the elevator in the bottom position. So we get a quite sophisticated mechanism with lots of technical stuff inside. I like it very much and I can't wait to test it. Besides the awesome double loops and the tower, there's one significant difference compared to this set: we only get a single train. This makes sense though if we consider the single elevator and the ultra-fast action. There's simply no opportunity to run two trains at the same time. We get 11 minifigures in the set and some nice accessories. I really like the pretzel and hot dog stands. There's also a balloon card that is only visible on this other photo. There are some nice details like the entrance, the balloon that is stuck under one of the columns, or this small bench with the different fairground attractions. It's quite funny though, as we have sets here from different themes. Here's the loop coaster and the haunted house from the fairground collection, but the Ferris wheel seems to be the recent Creator 3-in-1 set, considering the size and the cloud shape in the center. And I'm not even sure that the small carousel is something that exists already, or if it is a hint about an upcoming smaller Creator 3-in-1 set. About the price and the availability, it can be bought from the 1st of July at LEGO stores and on lego.com, and the price is about €400 or dollars. You can see some other regional prices listed below. So, is the new roller coaster better than the previous one? It is too early to have a firm opinion about it. It is certainly something different, and I can share some pros and cons in advance. On the plus side, it looks more impressive with that huge tower, at least for me. The double loops are something that people really wanted to see in action in an official set, so that's also a big plus. I really like how the whole system works from a mechanical point of view, but that might not be on everyone's priority list. On the negative side, despite the size, there seems to be less details altogether. The path from the entrance to the station is super short. This version had way more little details and playable options inside. If we add this to the super quick ride, then I would say that I'm afraid the new set might offer less playtime than the previous one. And one more thing, moving this one around is already challenging enough. I hope the new one will be super stable, as the height might cause issues. But let's wait until the hands-on review with the final verdict, although that might take some time as we have almost a month until the official release. Let me know your thoughts about the set in the comments, folks. Do you like it or not? Do you prefer the new one or the first edition? Let's talk about it. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. I suggest to smash that subscribe button and ring the bell if you didn't do it yet, because there are more exciting LEGO videos coming soon on this channel. See you next time, bye bye.